Testing, testing. You're the owner of a Jolly Trolley. 2 more drinks and I'm gonna steal it. First off, I'd like to extend a sincere thank you to the people who made the festivities possible. So if you can just give them a round of applause. And I'd also like to congratulate you too. Mike, you look beautiful. Next, I'd like to thank all the guests for attending and not objecting to the nuptials. My name is Chris Cole, and I'm Mike's best friend. I speak to you, the lovely, esteemed family and friends of Mike and Melina, because Mike asked me to do one very simple thing. That simple thing, as Mike put it, to roast my ass. And I quote, "I'd like for you to do a speech at my wedding. You know, roast me. Roast the hell out of me. Really give it to me, man. You know, let me have it." So before anybody judges me, just know that Mike asked for it. You asked for it. And just so you all know as well, I ran the jokes by the priest earlier, and he blessed them. I wish I could say I've known Mike since we were preschoolers, but that's not the case. However, it's probably for the best, because I didn't start to tolerate gays until I was in high school. Gay. Check. I've known Mike since our freshman year at Jesuit. I know him very, very well, maybe even well enough to take a few jabs at him. Let's see. He's a brilliant doctor. Thanks for giving me something to work with. This is terrible. Mike once told me he had surgery to correct a lazy eye when he was a young boy. That's unfortunate. I really could use that one. His last name is Allison. You gonna take her last name? Allison's a girl's name. Take her last name or you're not? Oh, okay, cool. Well, I thought you should be Dr. Fret. That would really ease your patient's spirits. He's Catholic. I'm not touching that one. He's Scottish, Puerto Rican, and Colombian, but that does not make him a drunkard who loves rum and Coke. Just makes him a drunkard who loves rum. He loves to dance. He's a skilled chef who's more at home in the kitchen than any straight man should be. Melina, you know, I really think that Mike might, you know what, never mind, it's too late. Mike and I used to work at a valet company together. Mike can drive, but I can confidently say Mike cannot park. I'll put it this way. Mike is responsible for more dings than the coaches of the Chinese Olympic team. Among other things Mike isn't very good at, used to be good at, is dressing. He used to wear jean shorts more frequently than a butch lesbian. Thank God Melina came along and changed his ways. Oh, geek to chic, baby. He absolutely loves Star Wars. Apparently Melina does too, because she married a man who's half Ewok. I think I'm onto something. Mike is, and has always been, extremely hairy. You may not be able to see the extent of his hairiness because his tux hides it pretty well. But I assure you, all Mike has to do to throw a Halloween costume together is strip down to his birthday suit and grab a banana. I mean it though. I mean, he could donate his back hair to Locks of Love. All I have to do is get Jared laughing, then everybody else laughs. I established that from the get-go. Thank God for you, Jared. And your handsome son who's playing on his iPhone. Thanks for the attention, Michael. I'm no genealogist, but given Mike's hairiness and Melina's blonde hair, I'm fairly certain their children will be Pomeranians. Mike, you're my brother and the Coco to my Jane Goodall. You're moderately handsome, disgustingly hairy, and your farts smell worse than a beach after a red tide. But somehow you managed to marry a bubbly, beautiful blonde with values in Melina. Congrats on tricking the poor woman. May your years together outnumber the times she's changed her profile picture on Facebook. I love you both. Sláinte.
I actually wasn't that nervous until I heard his speech. And can you laugh, like, even if mine's not funny, so everyone else does? Okay. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Debbie. I went to college with Melina, and I'm her sorority sister. I've known Melina for about 9 years now. And for about 9 years now, Melina has not only been one of my best friends, she's been a role model. I met Melina the weekend before our first day of class, our freshman year at Florida Southern. I probably met about 100 people that day alone, but Melina was one of the few people I met that weekend that stuck out to me. She was so outgoing and confident, and I immediately knew that wouldn't be the last I saw of Melina. I didn't see much of Melina our freshman year, but I sure learned a lot about her. Melina's face was all over the walls of Florida Southern, on advertisements for student government. She was at every college event. By the end of the first week of colleges, everyone on campus knew who Melina Frett was. It wasn't until our junior year, when I joined the same sorority as Melina, that I really got to know her. And I discovered that in addition to being president of 4 student organizations at the same time, going to church every Sunday, volunteering, being a math whiz, and conquering the world, Melina always made time to be a loyal friend, even if it meant pulling an all-nighter and sneaking in 20-minute classes, 20-minute naps between classes. At least I can make myself laugh. Melina always encouraged everyone around her to be the best that they could be, see the positive in every situation, and find the ambition in themselves. Melina and I both became so much of who we were today, or who we are today, while we were in college. It was during these 4 years of ups and downs in life that we would stay up late and talk about everything, from boys and clothes to where we saw ourselves in 10 years. I wanted to be 21 forever, but Melina wanted to find her Prince Charming. Melina always insisted she knew that there was a man out there. She had envisioned him, and she would not give up until she found him. We always agreed that her list of husband requirements was a little bit extensive. She called them her 7 criteria. And they ranged from everything from he must be ambitious to he must be religious, and the one that always made me laugh the most, he must be taller than me in heels. If you're thinking what I thought when I heard this list, you're probably thinking something along the lines of, who could possibly be as ambitious as Melina Frett? Well, the answer is Michael. The first time I met you, Mike, I knew you were the Prince Charming that Melina has searched so many years for. I have never seen Melina happier. One night, while Melina and Mike and I were spending time with friends, she finally got me alone, and she told me that she was sure that Mike was the one. I couldn't help but to ask her, does he meet the 7 criteria? And not only did she say yes, but she named off every item and described how it pertained to Mike. And when she got to the last one, she said, oh, and he's taller than me in heels. But in all seriousness, she told me that she wanted to spend the rest of her life with Michael. I don't think I've ever been happier. But what Melina didn't realize was that this same night, Mike also pulled me aside. And he told me that he bought a ring for Melina and that he was going to ask her to marry him and ask me if I thought that he would say yes. And then I tried to keep a straight face. So, by now you probably, I'm not ruining the story by telling you she said yes. So, here's a toast for Melina finally finding her Prince Charming.
I figured something was coming. Fireman.